Welcome to my Vision News. Breaking news is from Kenya. Everyone since yesterday has been waiting for Raila Odinga to speak. Yesterday, Kenyan Election Commission declared William Ruto as the winner in presidential election held on last Tuesday. We were waiting for Raila Odinga. What is he going to say? And just 30 minutes ago, Raila Odinga spoke. What did he say? We have details for you. What's going to happen in coming days in Kenya while William Ruto is being congratulated by neighboring countries? Raila Odinga has some other plans. Secondly, an important development in Ethiopia. Tigray for months has been calling for the release of Tigrayans who are at IDP camps in Semera Afar. Thousands are there, and Tigray is of this opinion that these are Tigrayans who are in detention. UNOCHA just an hour ago shared some pictures. It seems that Tigrayans in Semera Afar are returning to their homes. We have details for you. Could this step lead to some sort of confidence building between Ethiopian government and Tigray regional government for a start of talks? Thirdly, a new story from Bahirdar, where from tomorrow, Fano members who were arrested more than a month ago are going to go on hunger strike. They were granted bail but have not been released so far. And lastly, what is happening between Somali and Afar regions after Afar militias took control of some territories on Somali region, Afar border. Mustafa Umar, President of Somali region, has made some shuffles. He has changed some administrators, police chief as well, and some meetings have been held in Dire Deva. We have details for you. Firstly, viewers, Kenya, breaking news is from the East African country Kenya, where on last Tuesday, presidential election was held. William Ruto and Raila Odinga were two main candidates. On Monday, yesterday, Election Commission of Kenya, IEBC, led by Wafula Chebukati, declared William Ruto as the winner, as the new president of Kenya. He got 50.49% votes. Raila Odinga got 48.85% votes, and winner was required to secure more than 50% votes. But while Chebukati, election commissioner, the head of election commission, announced results yesterday, 4 election commissioners boycotted this election result announcement. Election commission has 7 election commissioners and 4 boycotted. The 4 who boycotted said that in the last phase of tallying, there were some opaque developments. Things were not clear. And one of those who boycotted is a deputy chairman of the commission. We were waiting for Raila Odinga to speak, though his spokesperson yesterday boycotted the announcement of results, and he said that the results were null and void. Then Raila Odinga's running mate Martha spoke. She said it is not over until it is over. So she was suggesting that fight will go on, but everyone was waiting for Raila Odinga. He spoke just an hour ago. What did he say? He said the results declared by Chibukati yesterday are travesty and blatant disregard of the Kenyan constitution. These results are null and void because majority of election commissioners boycotted this election result, and he said William Ruto is not president-elect of Kenya. So what's going to happen now? That was what was being feared. I think I said in some previous videos that we could see a similar scenario like we saw in 2017 in last election, when election was rejected, results were rejected, then the parties went to court, Supreme Court annulled results, re-election was held. Once again, it seems that Raila Odinga will now approach Kenyan Supreme Court. Within 1 week, aggrieved party can file a complaint, a petition against these election results. So today is day one, I think, if we count from today. It means that within the next 7 days, Raila Odinga will file appeal against this election result with Kenyan Supreme Court. How long will Kenyan Supreme Court take to make a decision? 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, final verdict will be announced by Kenyan Supreme Court. Kenyan Supreme Court can retain William Ruto as the president of Kenya. It can order re-election. It can order retelling. Several options. Let's see what happens. But it's now very much clear that a political crisis in Kenya is unfolding. Good thing is that Raila Odinga urged his supporters to be calm and peaceful. Before the announcement of results, a day before the announcement, he in a message asked his supporters to be calm and to be peaceful. So it's a good thing that Raila Odinga is not calling for any demonstrations, though yesterday we saw some demonstrations in a port city which is seen as a stronghold of Raila Odinga. But interestingly, we have not seen any large-scale demonstrations so far. Since the announcement of results yesterday, Raila Odinga's supporters did not protest in large numbers. Protests were seen, but small demonstrations. Police fired tear gas. There were reports of some scuffles as well. But overall, situation remained peaceful. And police yesterday issued a statement telling people to be peaceful. The police said elections are seasonal, Kenya is eternal. That is why people should not take law into their own hands. And that is what Raila Odinga said, quote unquote, that people should not take law into their hands. So it's a good thing that he's not fueling any conflict on the streets of Kenya. Now the battle will be fought at Kenyan Supreme Court in coming days. Interestingly, William Ruto has been saying that he was fighting against the system, the family politics going on in Kenya for decades, the establishment, the entire system. Now system is going to make the decision because Supreme Court is part of the system. Who will the system support? Raila Odinga or William Ruto? People might not like my comments about Supreme Court, but courts are part of system as well. We cannot say that in these developing countries courts are totally independent. They are influenced by the parties in power. Let's see. Secondly, a new story, very important development from Ethiopia, where we know that Tigray, Ethiopia, peace talks could not start because of some preconditions laid out by the parties, especially from Tigray. Tigray has been calling for the release of thousands of Tigrayans who are at IDP camps in different parts of Ethiopia, especially in Semera Afar. There are around 8,000 Tigrayans in detention for months. Ethiopian government says these are Tigrayans who were at risk of attacks in Abala town of Tigray, Abala town of Afar, sorry, because Tigray forces attacked Abala town. There were Afars, Tigrayans in Abala. Tigray forces withdrew. Tigrayans in Abala could have come under attacks from Afar, so that is why Tigrayans were shifted from Abala to Semera Afar. On the other hand, Tigray government said that majority of these Tigrayans are those who returned from Saudi Arabia. When they returned from Saudi Arabia, they were put in the so-called detention camps. Tigray has been calling for the release of these Tigrayans. The Human Rights Commission of Ethiopia a few days ago visited these IDP camps in Semera, and the commission spoke about the plight of these Tigrayans in Semera. Now, their return today started. Return from Semera to Abala. UNOCHA, United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, today shared a picture showing the departure of these Tigrayans from Semera Afar to Abala. Several vehicles can be seen. UNOCHA around 2 weeks ago said that preparations were being made. Logistical preparations were being made for the return of these Tigrayans from Semera to Abala. So this process has started. You can see the picture on your screen. The picture is from Semera, where a convoy of buses, vans carrying Tigrayans has left Semera towards Abala. Now these people will need the support of aid agencies in Abala as well. Their livelihoods destroyed, their houses destroyed as well. They need security as well. They could come under attacks too. So several things remain to be seen, but at least this process of the return of Tigrayans from Semera to Abala has started. A confidence building measure which could lead to some sort of confidence, building of trust between Tigray regional government and Ethiopian federal government. Let's hope that such actions lead to some building up of trust, trust between the two parties, and talks start in coming days. Thirdly, viewers, from Bahirdar, Amhara region of Ethiopia, we have a new story for you where some Fano fighters, Fano commanders were arrested a few days ago. The matter was taken to a court. The court, Amhara region Supreme Court, granted bail to these Fano members, but the Fano members, commanders were not released, and Ethiopian federal forces surrounded the prison in Bahirdar. Preparations were being made for the re-arrest of these Fano fighters in case of their release from prison. They were not released. I did some videos on that to family members, relatives of these Fano fighters. They also waited for hours outside the prison in Bahirdar, but they were not released. The Fano fighters still in prison, and from tomorrow, from Wednesday, these Fano fighters will go on hunger strike. On a 3-day hunger strike, they're starting 3-day hunger strike from Wednesday. They say that court's orders are being violated. Court has granted them bail, but jail authorities and police are not releasing them. Lastly, viewers, Afar Somali border tensions. Afar militias took control of some territories which Afar claims are part of Afar. It happened around 4 days ago. Since then, we have been hearing rumors that the Somali region could start a counter-offensive to take back these territories. No counter-offensive so far, but meetings are underway. Somali region's special force commander, deputy commander were sacked They were transferred by Mustafa Umar, president of the region, a few days ago. Then yesterday he made more changes. Firstly, he changed some mayors. Mayor of Jigjiga city, Tog Vajale, mayor of Dagabora, they have been fired. Their administrators basically, they have been fired. Head of police as well has been transferred. And some meetings have been held in Dire Diva with participation of Mustafa Umar, president of the region, Ibrahim Usman, deputy president, and some community leaders, activists, journalists. Meetings were held about this Afar Somali issue. Because we know that a campaign, a social media campaign, political campaign is underway against Mustafa Umar. That Mustafa Umar that he agreed with Abul Arwa some time ago for the retaking of these territories by Afar militia. So regional forces will not take any action. What happened a few days ago, it happened with the approval of the Somali region of Ethiopia. So this sort of narrative is being built against Mustafa Umar and his government. That is why he is holding meetings with community leaders, activists, social media activists as well, journalists to share government's position. No signs of any large-scale mobilization of Somali regional forces toward the territories taken by Afar fighters a few days ago so far. Thank you for watching.